You think that experience is gonna affect how you like approach new situations now?
Definitely.
Oh,
Now,
real quick. Yo, welcome back to the Breachpoint podcast.
Welcome back.
Breach.
Yo, we haven't been here in a while, but we back. We back.
That's it.
I'm joined by Vlad.
Yes, sir.
Vlad, what's up?
Live was good. It was good.
Roby's in the building. Y'all already know who it is. I'm Pete Casanova, Petey Pablo. What other names? What other names?
You
You
don't
don't
want
want
the
me
other
to
name.
say. You don't want the other one.
Point is, we back. We had to, get the show started because there's some gems going on. Let's continue.
That's a fact.
All right, what were we talking about, fellas?
Yeah, I was basically just asking him how his this most recent experience is gonna affect him going forward, and into the future, just future situations, and like especially like getting to know the person phase. Are you asking certain questions differently? Are you looking for different answers?
Yeah. Now, I feel like I'm more on my P's and Q's. Now I'm more. How would you say? I'm more on my detective shit. I gotta do my more research. You feel me? Because I know what to look for now. Before I didn't know what to look for. Now I know what to look for.
Failed experiences.
Yeah.
If we could even call it that, you learned something from it.
No, it didn't work out. So, not to say that the aspect of me fucking with that person wasn't good. Like when it was good, it was good.
Yeah.
But now, turn the page.
I feel that. Well, listen, bro. You my man. I've told you this. Like, I'm glad that it happened now rather than later.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, but hey, man.
The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back.
Roby back outside, man.
Roby's back outside doing his thing, man.
Back outside, boys.
Back on Pier 57.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front. Like, I kind of missed.
You miss me?
You feel me? Miss going outside with my guy, yo. You feel me? Like, yo, it's a different feel because Roby, like most recently, last time I was outside with him, we in the spot. Roby sitting on the couch. I kid you not, bro.
On the couch? What are you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. We in the spot. Roby sitting on the couch. A group of girls sitting next to him. They throwing it. I'm talking about like aggressively. Like they straight throwing it. Roby sitting like this. Glanced over. I'm like, oh man. I was like, yo, old Roby, single Roby. Oh man.
It's like, yo, I like what I'm seeing so far.
Gave the head nod of approval. Okay.
That's all you can do, nigga.
Yo.
All you can do is watch, nigga.
Oh man.
I'm not that type of person to get out of character.
No, I feel that. Yeah, I feel
because
that.
of lust and everything.
I feel that, bro. Self-control, self-discipline. I
Self-control,
like that.
self-discipline.
I like that.
That's funny. I didn't think he was gonna.
Yeah. I didn't want to, but
yeah. Can't get into details. Can't incriminate ourselves.
but
Like I said,
if it was appropriate at the time.
Let's get straight into it though.
Yeah, that was
one
a
of the
nice little
topics
quick
I
hit.
wanted to talk to you about. Shout out Gabby. I was talking to her the other day, and she brought up this topic about trust. What do you guys think about trust? Is trust something that's given automatically, or is it something you earn? And let me give you 2 examples because it could be a slippery slope. So, first off is going to a doctor. Do you automatically trust the doctor because that's a doctor? And then the second one is any type of relationship or like partnership. So, what's your thoughts?
First off, shout out Gabby.
Yeah.
Shout out Gabby. You gotta.
I mean, I got a quick hit. With the doctor stuff, you want to always be honest with your doctor. It's your health we're speaking about. So there's no use into lying. Something might really be wrong with you. So I guess it is in a way you're instilling trust with them. You have like you would hope that they have like your best interest at, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because it's your health at the end of the day. You want to make sure you're telling everything to them that's truthful. You want to make sure that they're returning the same favor to you.
But at the end of the, it's a business, right?
It is a business, but you could almost tell when people are just like in it for like business, and you know, you could tell when people care and versus when they like money fishing, like they want the money. No, you don't think so?
At the doctor's office, how can you tell?
You could tell.
They're there. You still have that co-payment, nigga. Yeah.
No, but it's the level of care that goes into it. Like some of them like really show that they care versus like looking at you like, oh, you're just another appointment. Like you could tell like the ones that are like rushing you out, get you out the office. Those are the ones that are like, all right, yo, we got things to do. But the ones that at least for me, I've had doctors that really sit down with you, find out everything that's wrong with you, talk about family, goals, and others. Like the doctor talking about goals.
And then they schedule you for a next appointment.
I mean, yeah, you want to make sure you got your quarterlies going, but yeah, versus doctors that are like, all right, do this, do that, do that. All right, see you next year.
You go to the doctor every quarter?
Yeah, I make sure I go to the doctor.
You thorough, you.
Yeah, I don't play about that. It's especially now, like I'm reaching
40.
No, I'm reaching around. Like I'm trying to be more in tune with my health now. That goes into like, you know, checking in with the doctor versus, you know, waiting for them to schedule for something yearly, your physical and stuff like that. Like I'm only getting older. You know,
No,
things are not the same. So, you know, yeah.
When it comes to the topic of trust, so you gave two examples. So just to tackle the doctor example first, as a person that I'm somewhat, you know, on top of my health and I'm somewhat conscious of my body and, you know, wellness and everything like that, you can't go to the doctor expecting the doctor to be able to fix all your issues or have all the answers, in my personal opinion. Because one, that doctor may not know
Your habits,
they don't know exactly like your background, they don't know the biological makeup, and everybody's body is different, you know, everybody is different. So what may work for one person may not work for the other. So even if the doctor has your best interest at heart, he may not have the answer that's personally fitted for you, you know, perfectly tailored for you. So I think you as a person, you need to do your own research, and this goes into like holistic healing, you know, organic remedies, earthly treatments, you know, for yourself.
I know where you're getting at, but I'm talking about for like a surgery. Like,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Then you're like, of course, but then,
That's
you know,
different.
There's a little give and take with the doctors, right? You want to trust them to a certain extent, but you don't want to just be completely oblivious. You have to do your own research as well. You know, you have to like be informed as well. You can't just go in and expect the doctor to know everything and you know nothing. You can't just be a dummy going into it, because I think that's where you open yourself to negligence. You open yourself to mistakes. So you should be asking questions. The doctor should be telling you stuff, and if you don't understand, you should. Yo, doctor, hold on. What does that mean? Dumb it down a little bit, you know, layman's terms.
There's no limits to questions at that point. You want to make sure everything is good while you're under the knife.
We're talking about surgeries. We're talking about an operation where you could potentially die. You should have questions. You should be well informed on what's going to take place, what's going to happen, and you should have a rapport, a relationship with your doctor. You know, it shouldn't be somebody you just met. The doctor should know your name. The doctor, you feel me? The doctor should know if you have a wife.
Your name on that piece of paper. Everything they need to know is on that piece of paper.
But then it goes into who you are. Okay, the doctor, you're just one of his many patients. Now I'm gonna stick out as a patient. Your doctor, how was your day? How was your week? You know, how are the kids? You have kids? How are the kids? You know,
building that rapport.
Yeah, you know, doctor, you cook? Like, what? I know you're busy. Like, what's that look like? Is wifey at the crib cooking, or is she just Instagramming and TikToking? Like, what's up? Like,
that's what you actually.
Yo, no funny. Like, yo, doc. Like, I know you're busy. Like, what? Like, oh, you're single. Like, what does dating look like for you? You feel me? Just a little small talk. Like,
trying to bag the doctor. I
it
see
depends.
that.
Like, it depends. But like, for real, like at the end of the day, yeah, he's doing a job or she's doing a job, but at the end of the day, it's a person, right? Mm-hmm. So they probably welcome conversations like that. They might not even get that on a regular day to day. So they might even be like happy that you're asking these questions and you're talking about these things. So
yeah, build that rapport.
Build that rapport with your doctor. I think from there, then that's when the trust is introduced, and you could trust your doctor and they trust you. You feel me? So you build on that. But just off rip, it's kind of tough to just trust your doctor blindly. At the end of the day, that's a stranger. He doesn't know you. He doesn't know your history. So you kind of have to, especially surgery and stuff.
Now, what about partnership or relationships?
Oh, you gotta earn that.
Yeah. That's
You gotta earn that.
yeah. That's even more than like just because you have to build on something. But also, I will say, when I first meet somebody, how do I say this? Because I don't want to say like I trust them 100%, but I have no reason not to believe you.
Oh no, not this again.
What?
Not this again.
What do you mean?
Are we about to do this?
I don't know.
Are we about to do the 2 months, 2 years thing?
No, I'm
2
not
months, 2
doing
years.
that.
What's
I'm-
that?
Oh, I remember.
Oh my God, bro. Bro, I almost had an aneurysm
That's-
listening to these people.
I wasn't even gonna get into that. I was gonna say like when I first meet somebody, I have no reason not to believe you or not to trust you. So if you tell me something, I'm gonna assume that you're telling me the truth. I'm not gonna assume that you're lying. You can only mess that up through your actions or through your, whatever you do. So when it comes to trust in a relationship, I think, of course, as the relationship goes on, that bond grows tighter, and based on how it's going, the relationship is much stronger. But initially, I think, I trust somebody I'm talking to. I trust you, unless you give me a reason not to. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You start telling me things and it's not adding up. All right, now I'm skeptical. Now I'm like, this doesn't seem so because of what you told me before.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I guess in a way I'm kind of like that too. Like I'm really judging your actions like heavy in the beginning. Like even like, yeah, are you being truthful? Like even little stuff like that. Like, are you lying about, putting the fork and the spoon? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Weird stuff
Putting
like
the
that.
fork in the spoon.
Putting the fork in like the spoon. Like, you know how, like in the cutlery drawer, you know how everything has like its own columns? Like, yo, what is this doing here? And you're like, I don't know how it got there. It's only 2 of us in the house. I know where everything goes. Like little stuff like
if
that.
she can't put the knives with the knives, she's not for me. I'm sorry. Like, that's
She's not
the-
organized.
That's
Like
as simple
everything,
as it gets.
yeah,
It's
everything
right
just
there.
needs to be organized. If you're just messing up with certain things like that, lying about things like that, even like stuff I already know, if I asked you about it, it's probably because I already know already, and you're just saying the opposite answer of what I know to be true, like stuff like that. So
You only ask questions you know the answer to already?
yeah, I'm really only asking to see what you're gonna say about it.
So are you
it's a
like,
test.
It's
yeah,
a test. Like
It's a test
I'm constantly testing.
why?
Is that healthy?
That's a very good question. No, it isn't. But it's like conditioned at this point. Like it's just what I do. Like I'm constantly testing to see. Like I just did one the other day.
I'm about to test. I'm about to test it right now.
Yeah, I just did one the other day, and then it didn't work out so well. But
Why though? What do you get out of that? Constantly testing someone.
I
And
don't
what if they keep
know.
acing the test? What if they ace the test 10 times in a row? Do you still test? Like at some point, it's like you don't get.
it's a nasty little thing that I do. But yeah, if they, cause that's like building it for me too. If they're passing 10 times out of 10, then it's like, yo, I
What
really,
if
really
they
mess
had
with you.
they passed 10 times and the 11th time they failed hard?
I'll give it a little side eye. It sounds crazy. Like saying it out loud. But I'm like, all right, cool. So I know.
I understand where you're coming from, because sometimes I feel like you gotta test people. You gotta put people into certain aspects to know how they would react. I'm not saying all the time, but there's certain situations you're in and you gotta be like, let me see how they'll react. And they're probably doing the same thing to you too.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It also goes both ways. Like there are times where I would get like something like that, and I would be like lacking, and then we would have a conversation on how it could be better. But not as often as like when we first started, but it still happens.
You just test your girl. I mean, hey,
You want to make sure things are airtight sometimes.
I get that. I get that. I was gonna also say that I think there's nuance too when it comes to.
Damn, that sounded completely crazy. I sound like a psychopath.
I understand what you're saying. You don't
Sound like a
sound too
psychopath.
you sound crazy a little, but
That sounds crazy, right? Nah.
but I understand what you're saying.
And I was gonna say there's nuance when it comes to trust, right? Because is omittance.
Omittance is a lie, yes.
Is omittance a lot because a lot of times we want someone to be truthful with us. We want them to tell us the truth. At least we say so, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of like leads and segues into like the other part that I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we providing a space where they could be truthful?
Mm-hmm.
Are our reactions to them telling us the truth, does that allow them to continue to do so? If they're telling us the truth, are we lashing out? Are we like oh my, like you kissed them, like you feel me? Are we bugging if she tells us the truth?
Yeah.
Or is she lying because she knows we're gonna bug and she's like, I don't even want to deal with you bugging. I don't want to deal with you lashing out.
We're gonna bug out anyway.
I don't think so.
We're gonna bug out anyway.
Why you saying we?
Yeah, we. Yeah,
speak-
who's
speak
we?
for
Yeah,
yourself.
Nah,
right.
we're gonna. I mean, I'm not speaking for me either. I'm not speaking for me. I'm just saying as like the male species, we can't really take what we dish. You know what I mean?
This weed, yo, bro. Like,
He started taking French.
I'm trying to
go do an overtime.
I mean, you guys are good. Y'all not falling for it. I'm trying to bait y'all for sure. But yeah,
Nah, bro. I think me personally speaking, the truth for me is paramount. No matter what the situation is.
Tell me the
now,
truth.
I do believe there's certain ways for you to convey that truth. There's a certain way for you to express that truth. You don't. It doesn't have to always be like a painful truth. Like brutally honest. There's ways to There's ways to dress it up so it's not offensive. But I want you to tell me the truth. I don't want to lie. I don't want you to try to sugarcoat things. I don't want you to just omit things because you think I might take it the wrong way.
I think certain things being omitted is not the worst.
Elaborate.
very-
Give me an example.
you're very secure, sir.
Yeah, give me an example.
I feel like certain things, if it's not brought up, why even mention it? You know,
Okay.
I'm not saying if it's brought up, yeah, say it. But if it's not brought up, like, why even mention it? You think everything has to be said?
I don't think everything has to be said, but we also have to consider what is being left out.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
have to.
There's always going to be some thought in the back of your mind where it's like, like
Yeah,
some-
things are going to be left out, but are you telling this person everything that happened to you?
But also, how do we gauge what needs to be said and what doesn't need to be said? How do we gauge that?
That's a slippery slope. You don't know. It's to your own
volition.
yeah.
So,
'Cause when you talk to a shorty, you tell her everything.
no.
So you're admitting stuff.
Maybe small details that maybe
Small
maybe
small
consider-
turns to big. You know, that small thing right there might have been the biggest thing to her. You feel me?
Okay, but
Okay.
no, I like where this. I
okay.
like this because
He's kind of getting me.
No,
a bit.
you're good.
Yeah, he's kind of getting.
You're good.
He's winning me
You're
over a
good.
bit.
I'm just gonna say, now there's things I could leave out, and you never know about it. What doesn't kill you, what you don't know can't hurt you, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, back to like who's deciding like what needs to be said and what doesn't need to be said.
You're deciding.
So me as a person, I'm deciding. But what if she, for whatever reason, she finds out that I left something out? It might have been the smallest detail. Like, yeah, I was out with some friends. Yeah, we was all just chilling. Da, da, da. I didn't mention that all the friends were ladies.
Yeah, I was just about to
That-
ask you, like, the
and
omission is
I
like
didn't
they're all
mention,
girls.
you feel me? I didn't mention that we was we had mad. Let me stop because I was about to get real spicy and juicy with it. But I'm just saying, stuff like that. So like, does it matter that whether it was men or women there, and who's to determine that?
They're gonna ask.
Well,
They're gonna ask.
Why? Okay, let's assume they don't ask and they just find out later because they saw me on the TikTok wilding.
Nah, yeah. I think it still would be a problem because it's like, damn. It would be a problem. It would be a problem. I think I'm speaking from like real life experiences right now. It would definitely be a problem.
Because I just feel like, and I'm not saying you need to tell me everything. That's not what I'm saying. I think there is pertinent information that you should be sharing with me.
so you wouldn't want her to tell you she was hanging out with her friends and all her friends were guys? You wouldn't want to know that information?
I'll tell you right now.
You're gonna lock her in the
I'm
closet.
gonna tell you right now, bro. Like, Not. I don't want to come off as insecure. You feel me? I don't want to come off as.
You gonna lock her in the closet.
You feel me? Yeah,
You
but my thing is,
outside where?
my thing is, where you getting all these male friends from? Where are they coming from? Like, what are we?
But it's the same vice versa. You
No,
feel
but
me?
yeah, but exactly. So information like that, I would want to know. Like, don't just make it broad. Oh, I was with some friends and they're all guys. Like, don't stop. Don't play with me, because at the end of the day, like, you could tell me what's up, and give me the opportunity to make a decision based on the facts and based on what actually happened. Don't leave me in the dark. So now I'm thinking shit is what it is, but it's really not. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm walking around. Now I'm Let me stop. Now I'm dapping up niggas out just with my girl.
Everything you're saying right now is what she could say to you.
Yeah.
And for sure, and I'm on the side of give all the details and all the information that you feel that you'd want if the roles were reversed.
But I disagree though,
Why do you disagree?
because I don't want to hear none of that shit.
So you'd rather be in the dark about it?
You'd rather not know.
It's not. No. How am I gonna say this? Because I don't want to appear insecure either. It's like,
Your feelings gonna get hurt.
yeah. Because if it's me, I already know how men think. So if I'm in a certain situation where I'm around people, I have the wherewithal to like not, engage with, certain things going on.
She knows how women think.
But the thing about guys though, it's like guys don't want to be your friend, yo. Like there are chicks that are fine.
Are you speaking for yourself or you?
Huh?
You can't be speaking for all men. There's no way.
I shouldn't say nothing this pod, huh? You're right. Let me not speak for all men. Carry on.
No, you carry on.
It's just, damn, I lost my train of thought. It's just
You were saying how all no guys just wants to be friends with women.
no guys just
Continue.
wants to be friends with women, of course. Like I could be in a situation where it's just a room of girls. I know that we're just cordial with one another.
Mm-hmm.
You could be in a room full of guys. Every guy is probably thinking, like, yo, which one is gonna get you first?
So you just said you're the exception to the rule? Of
Yes.
You solely.
Yeah, me.
Pete Casanova is the only one that is
Petey
okay.
Pablo.
Yeah, Petey Pablo is the only one that's okay with being friendly with women and nothing more. And all other guys are just sharks waiting
Yeah.
in the water. For
You're not a baby shark.
Yeah. You're a dolphin. You're saying.
I plead the fifth.
Good answer.
I plead the fifth.
Listen, I get where you're coming from, and you're right, because a lot of, and I'm not even gonna leave it to a certain gender. I think men and women. I think a lot of people do have that mindset where lines could get blurred, in friendships, and especially if you introduce certain things, you introduce the use of some alcohol, some drugs. You're having a good time, you're like son got you laughing. Now you like, oh my.
now.
You feel me? You laughing, now you grab his chest. Oh my God. Like, you feel me? So I see where things could get, a little spicy, but you being the person that has, first off, you guys are friends. So off rip, keep it friendly. You feel me?
And another thing, you got to be secure enough to know yourself. Like some people, if they know that's the type of time they on, why don't you just stay away? Some people are able to be in situations and completely be like, nah, like I'm good.
Well,
But you can't speak for everyone, you feel me? Because
I digress then. I can't say nothing though.
No, you can. No, you can. You definitely can. But also, just
Speak for
speak
me.
for yourself. Yeah.
Speak for me.
I'm gonna challenge you every time you say we. I
gotta loop the guys in with me, yo.
don't look me, man.
I gotta loop the guy because
my name is Bennett and I ain't in it. Nigga.
Nah. You make a great point though. But I don't know. I feel like it just goes back to that insecurity thing. Like you could. I was about to say we again.
Is it up to your partner to make you feel secure? Or do you have to be secure?
No, I think
to yourself.
No, I think security comes from within you. It's like one of those things. Like you can't, if you're relying on external validation or external approval,
You're never gonna get it.
you feel me? Like that now you're dependent on something outside of yourself. So
Yeah.
that acceptance, that security needs to come from within, So like no matter where you are, no matter what you do, you'll always be validated to yourself
Yeah.
because it's coming from within. So externally, whether that's your partner, whether that's whoever, And I think once you validate yourself internally, I think externally everybody else sees that.
Yeah.
Like you could always tell when somebody's just doing things just to, they want to kick it with the homies. Like you ain't got a lot of, kick it. Like you don't got, you feel me?
You could be you and still be
yeah,
around
bro.
us.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You don't got to fake the funk. Like it is what it is, bro. You are who you are, and as long as you stand in that, as long as you're confident in that, like I'll always respect you. But if you're trying to be something you're not, you're trying to be,
Portray something.
yeah, portray something you're not. Trying to show off a lifestyle that you don't live. Like that's, like, I never respected that, bro.
Imposer.
It's just like what you just said moments ago. You gotta like know who you are,
Yeah.
basically. And that's just to shift gears a little bit. That's actually what I was thinking about on the drive here. How do I ask this question? Like for example, myself, I'm in the middle of a rebrand right now. Like there are certain things that I used to do. Like we talked about it all the time. That I'm not doing anymore. Like we mentioned stuff about health. I'm trying to, get into the gym more, doing all this stuff, exercising. I spoke about the run club. I'm in a rebranding stage right now. So I just wanted to ask you guys, whatever I'm trying to ask you guys, can't think of the question right now. Don't worry, I'm gonna cut all this out.
You say that all the time, and
I
then
never do. I never do.
I'm gonna cut this.
So basically, you're rebranding, and you lost the question that you wanted to ask us.
Yeah, I lost the question.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with rebranding. People rebrand all the time.
Yeah, I think
You feel me? You're not the same person you were 10 years ago,
Yeah.
5. You're not the same person you were yesterday, honestly.
Boom. So that's what I wanted to like. Does it like how you just said like I'm never fine with somebody trying to do things that are not them. Does it fall into that? Like, what if somebody's like rebranding? Are they seen as like an imposter, or is like, or this person is like really trying to like get it going for themselves?
I don't think so, because there's a saying, fake it till you make it. And to a certain extent, if you believe you're this type of person, you gotta.
Yeah.
But this is what I was saying. Few pods ago, people know when you're faking it.
Okay.
People know when you're faking it. So it's like, yo, what is it? Like, are you an
Well,
imposter?
that's their point of view. To you, like you can't tell a gangster he's not a gangster. Now he's gonna show you he a gangster. Now he gonna, run up on you. You feel me? You can't tell a person who they are.
Yeah.
They know who they are. If you push them to show you, they'll show you.
It's just like what you said yesterday. Was it yesterday? I was teasing you about something. You was like,
I know who I am. Content doesn't define me. Something to that effect.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, it was just something like it was just a small interaction, but it was like very powerful. I was thinking about it for like a couple of hours. I'm like, yo, yeah, like it doesn't. I don't think it would matter at that point. So it's like, yeah, this person is probably doing things that doesn't align with who they showed other people that they are with, but maybe they're just like in the rebranding stage. They're just trying to like.
I think the biggest difference with a rebranding and faking the funk is that when you're rebranding, you're making a
Conscious decision.
conscious effort and an intentional effort to make a difference and change who you are. And whether that be a big change, small change, you actually believe in it. You actually want to make that change and you're working towards it. However, now when you're faking the funk, it's a matter of you basically change who you are based on who's around and based on your environment. I think something like that that's so fickle, I think it's easily identified and it's easily pointed out. Of course, some people are good at faking the funk. Some people are good, but I think if you really believe in it, if you really
you are your
truly
beliefs.
yeah, you feel me? Like that comes off different than just faking the funk and just assimilating to your environment and just where you are at the time, just to come off as a certain way.
If you had one, what would be an example where the two would conflict with each other? How could you tell?
So my biggest thing is when
When
Dudes,
when some, I know what you're gonna say.
now go ahead. Let me hear.
And some dudes go around women, right?
Oh, that for sure.
Yeah.
Completely different person.
Yeah, and it's like, I think my biggest thing is when they're in certain environments, like you've seen them in environments outside of where they are currently, but then they change who they are. They change how they come off, and it's like, and it's performative, you know. Like you could tell, like pandering, like they're performing, they're trying to come off a certain way that's not them. It's not genuine, you know. I think and energy, like all that stuff ties in because you could just. It's almost like you could just tell, like, you know, like the eye test. I don't have to know. I don't have to like know who you are as a person. I just know that's not you. You feel me? Like you don't embody what you're portraying. You know what I mean? And it kind of sounds like it kind of sounds deep, but it's really surface level. Like you just don't seem comfortable in what you're portraying. That's just not you, bro.
Oh, okay.
And just be yourself. Like
So-
I don't know.
Yeah, so an example would be a suburban kid who grows up who wants to be in like the street life.
Yeah, you got two
something like
parents
that.
at the crib.
Yeah, all right. I get
Like
it.
So just because you have two parents, you
let
can't
me
be.
finish. Like, you got two loving parents at the crib. You grew up in the church. Like, why? Granted, you could have outside influences that come from that, but why did you feel like you had to gravitate towards that as opposed to the positive influences you had, right? And that just comes from a place of feeling and needing validation from that.
Some people just
You
want
feel
to
me?
be seen.
They want to be seen.
wanna
They
be
want.
seen.
You feel me? They want to feel like, oh, I'm like that. And of course, whatever, bro. Like, whatever. But
But who's to say you can't have two
No,
parents
for
at the crib and be like
yo,
that?
you don't gotta get stuck on the two parents, man.
No,
It's just
it's just like the clips. They
Yeah,
said they
yeah,
had
yeah,
both
yeah.
their parents,
Nah,
and,
nah,
they,
for sure,
and
for
they were
sure.
still doing what
for
they
sure,
had to
for
do.
sure. And
Yeah.
obviously, I'm just being facetious when I mention the two parents. Like, it's just, you feel me? Like, it's not. That's not a determined factor in whether you have a good upbringing or not. That has no, because your parents could be terrible parents. You could have two parents at the crib. You could have all four grandparents, and they're just not good role models and not good figures, and you have a bad upbringing. So that's not even like, that's not a basis. I was just making a joke, but I see it a lot. You know, kids that have seemingly good upbringings and they gravitate towards the street life, you know, and it's they put themselves in situations, put themselves in environments that they don't necessarily need to be in, just to try to embody a lifestyle and try to embody a picture of what they're not. It's I don't know.
But that's also what they're into. They see it all the time. They hear, they say the things you listen to all the time, the things you see all the time is the things you're gonna end up doing.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to money, sex, murder, you might kill someone. You might. That's what you're listening to. That's what you're constantly.
I gotta push back on that though. I gotta push back on that.
Really?
You don't think that drill music? You think they playing Teddy? What's his name? What's that R&B singer?
Pendergrass?
Yeah, you think they playing? You think they playing that before drill?
I don't think they're playing that before drill, but let me just say this. You could listen to that music. I listen to drill sometimes. I listen to trap music sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not cooking up no work. I'm not selling nothing. I'm not shooting niggas. I'm not towing guns. I think, and this goes back to validation and knowing who you are. I think when you know who you are, when you're solid in who you are and what you believe in, your morals, beliefs, and all that stuff, those external things, they can't influence you that way, bro. Like, you take it for what it is. It's art and it's just expression. Like, I love V's. I love certain people. Like, it's just, the music is just like, I don't do any of that stuff they do. I really don't. But I love to hear it. Like, I love
You like the negative.
Yeah.
You like that negative shit.
and I don't think, I think it's just art, and I think they're just portraying. I think they're just really just expressing themselves. You feel me? So like, we could consider it negative, but that's just real life experience and stuff that they go through. So who am I to say it's negative? I feel inspired, and I feel that they make really good art.
You said, who are you to say it's negative?
Yeah, who am I to say it's negative?
Talking about guns, shooting it, that's not negative?
I think, and
That's
I
negative.
actually had a conversation, good and bad I think it's subjective. Good and bad is subjective.
In that case, with like weaponry and shit like that.
It's subjective. Maybe he's only carrying guns because he needs to be protected. Maybe he's doing that because if he doesn't have a gun, it's going to be bad for him. He'll get jumped. He'll get robbed. Like, if he doesn't have that protection, then he leaves himself vulnerable and open to other things. So is he?
Environmental aspects of the environment.
So like it's the Denzel said it. He said, it was a good quote. It was really so good, and it applies to this directly. Damn, I
Ain't
lost
that good
it.
either.
No, it was great. It was like it was so good. It definitely applies to this. It's like basically to the effect of if. So I'm making it loose, but if somebody is, say somebody's bullying you, right, and then you have to defend yourself and stop them from bullying you by doing whatever you gotta do, is that person in the wrong for protecting themselves and having to do what they have to do to stop the bully, or is the bully wrong? Let's say you in retaliation and in protecting yourself, you kill the bully. Is that person in the wrong for stopping the bully from harassing him every day?
Oh, wrong is wrong. A sin's a sin.
Okay,
No matter what type of sin it is, it's a sin's a sin. Yeah, it's wrong. It was good. It was good for that moment. You feel me? You know, he was bullying me. I got the shoddy. I did what I had to do. The bullying stopped, but the fact that I killed him, that's still wrong. You know, two bads don't make a right.
It would definitely make the person who was being bullied wrong. Definitely would. Because no serious, you were probably punched and kicked all the damn time, but no serious, like, something tragic as, like, a death happening.
Yeah, who are you?
Just the trauma alone of being harassed every day. Like, just knowing, yo, I'm going to wake up today and this person's going to harass me. I have to deal with this. Not to mention even the physical implications, just the mental implications of that. That just traumatizes you. I think mental trauma is way worse than physical. That creates roadblocks and it creates barriers that you can't even, like, it's not even a physical barrier, it's a mental barrier. So you have to address that completely different. You got to go to therapy for that. You got to do all sorts of things.
Wow.
So we can't just say, oh, yeah, you got kicked and punched a few times. Nah, what did that do to his psyche? What did that do to his mental, you know?
Yeah, but they would also say that, why didn't you do all that stuff first? Why did you resort to killing somebody?
So you want the person that's being oppressed?
That's just what they would say, man. They would say, yo, like, let's say in a situation like that, I love that you did that. In a situation like that, they would say,
How come you didn't go get help?
Exactly.
Nobody was willing to help. But you feel powerless.
This mad. You feel powerless, but how often are people going out and seeking help? They hear no one time, and then it's like, all right, fuck it, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Like, if it's like a dire, and, I want to treat this with the utmost respect. These are real life situations we're talking about. People really do go through stuff like this. I'm sure this happened in the past somewhere. It's happened. I want to treat it with care. But there are people, like you said, that, go once, they get turned away once, and then they rely on their own instincts and volition, and then they do something like that. It's happened before. They will say, why didn't you constantly press for help? You just mentioned a bunch of different outlets that you could have went. You got turned away here, you could have went there, and then, you know what I mean?
So basically we're putting it on the person being oppressed to go and seek help.
I think it's all wrong.
It's not as easy as that, because when you're being oppressed, when you're in a perpetual cycle of being harassed by a bully, that's not what you're thinking. You're just like, yo, I need this person to stop. You're not like there's certain things, and I get it. We're saying like, yo, just go get help.
I'm not saying it's easy.
Nah, yeah, like I think it's all wrong. The person getting oppressed and the person doing all the oppressing, the bullying and stuff like that, I think it's all wrong. I'm just saying, in a real life situation, they would look at this person, the person who got bullied and did what they did, as the monster. Like, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. They wouldn't look at him and give him grace, give her grace, saying, yo, this happened to you and stuff like that. They would deem you either crazy or...
I think a lot of people would say the opposite of that.
You think so? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that would say, of course.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's always two sides.
That's what I'm saying.
There's always two sides.
And that's my point right there.
There's no two sides if you smoke the person.
No, there is. It depends.
How? They can't speak for themselves.
Were you in, was it a intimate threat? Like, was your life being threatened at the time? Because that's called self-defense.
Yeah, but not all self-defense is the same self-defense.
Yeah.
You feel me? If depending on where you are, self-defense means different things. If you're in New York, I believe you have to, if someone has a gun at you and you have a knife,
They gotta basically shoot or stab you before you can even do something. I
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about. They gotta.
it has to be at the same level.
Yeah.
You got to fight fair.
If in New York, if somebody comes into your crib robbing it, you gotta let them rob it.
Yeah, you can't just shoot them.
You can't just shoot them.
I'm not a
can't
law
just
attorney.
do-
I said if your life is in danger, if your life is being threatened, that's self-defense. I don't think.
Yeah, but if your
you-
life being threatened with a knife and you have a gun, you can't just shoot them.
I don't know. I'm not a law attorney.
No,
I don't know.
I'm
No,
telling you.
no, this is it.
I don't know. I'm just saying. My thing is, my life is being threatened. I'm not just gonna let you
Yeah,
kill me.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna let you kill me. So now I'm doing what I have to do to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like a lot of people looking at that would call it self-defense. You feel me?
A lot of
so I'm
people would
saying
call it
like,
self-defense.
and this goes back. I know we kind of went on a rabbit hole,
Yeah.
but back to the like it being deemed negative or positive. I don't think it's a negative or a positive as a spectator. Like for me, it's just that person portraying their art and portraying some of the stuff they've been through in their life.
So this brings me back. I mean, new topic, but what about the sexually the sexual music? What is that? That's not kind of negative. You feel me? The information.
Yeah, I think a lot of people argue that the sexual music is liberating. I think
Fam, who are these people?
There's
who are,
people.
open your eyes, look around. What do you mean? Who are these people? They're out there. What do you mean? Are you?
Hypersexualized music people would find like liberating.
There's a lot of
Yes.
hypersexual people.
There was a whole slut walk. What are we talking about, Pete? Are
I
you
mean-
living in the same world I'm living in?
Maybe listen, yes, I mean, I guess not, because I'm not in
You
tune
gotta
with
take
some of these things.
remove yourself from the situation. Look at it objectively. Yes, plenty of people would see the hypersexual music as sexually liberating.
Yeah.
Why can't women say what they want to say, speak about their bodies? Why can't men talk about this, talk about that? Yes, there's plenty of people that would say it's liberating. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Now, me on the other hand, personally, I think it's very dangerous, and I think it's bad for the youth. It's bad
So
for-
how is that bad? And them talking about shooting and everything else, that's not bad.
I said good or bad is subjective, depending on who you're asking.
You
So
did
me
say
personally, I'm not saying that's like a positive influence. He ain't. The niggas ain't no role model. You know, I'm not calling him a role model. I'm just saying he's talking about his experiences and things he's lived through.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. What like 50 many, man. Like he's talking about the nigga got shot multiple times. Like the nigga really been through this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying the nigga like he's just talking about his life. But I see what you mean though, because me personally, like if I'm talking about from how I feel, my opinion, I don't think that's a positive message to be sending. But then again, this goes back to you being comfortable in who you are and you knowing yourself, because positive or negative, I could decipher that and I don't have to apply the music to my personal life. I could take it just for what it is. It's art.
You could just like
and
the
I
art,
enjoy it.
yeah.
I could, you feel me? I don't have to apply, like, just caught a body about a week ago. I don't have to, let me go get a gun and do what he did. I don't have to do
So
that.
basically, you're saying, yeah, you may be born in this environment. That doesn't,
It doesn't have to define.
It doesn't have to shape you. It really doesn't. And of course, it's gonna. I think your environment definitely.
it affects you.
Yeah, and it'll definitely shape your upbringing, but it doesn't have to shape your upbringing in
For the worse.
Yeah, you feel me, in a negative way. You could see that and be like, yo, this is definitely not what I want for my life.
Yeah.
And
Or
go
you
the
could see it and be like, nah, this is what I want to do.
You feel me? Like, it all depends on the person, and I think that just goes back to being comfortable in who you are and knowing yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I know you had another topic you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, briefly. We got some time. We've been going for about 45 minutes. Real quick. I know it's not. It's kind of like, it was kind of based on like the initial topic of like trust, almost in a way. Just communication, right? And when it comes to effective communication, do we feel that if you're talking to somebody and you're telling them the truth, should we basically adjust or alter how we say a certain thing depending on who we're talking to, or should that truth be paramount and should we just tell the truth no matter how, depending on, obviously excluding tone, because your tone matters, but word choice and diction. Should that just be like across the board? If I'm talking to a man or woman, young, old, if it's the truth, should I be able to tell that truth, and should it matter, or should I have to change it depending on who I'm talking to?
I feel like depending on who you talk to, it shouldn't matter because at the end of the day, they know how you talk. So you saying it in a different manner, they'll probably, why are you switching it up? That's not how you talk to me. Why are you switching it up now? You feel me?
Yeah.
But then, just that's to my point exactly. If that person knows you, so you've built a reputation with that person. That person kind of knows, he has a history with you, so he knows the way you speak. So of course, off rip alone, even subconsciously, you're already talking to him a certain way. So if you talk to a stranger and trying to convey the same message, you might say it differently.
To a stranger, it's different.
And that's what I'm saying. Depending on the person, you might have to alter your message.
Yeah,
you might have to alter the way you say your message.
Yeah, if it's a stranger, it's a little different. But if it's someone you know, they already know you. So why you gotta switch it up now?
Okay.
But even a stranger, I don't know you. Why should I switch it up?
Okay.
Why? Because if I switch it up, then that means I have to switch it up all the time. I'm talking
code
to
switch all the
I'm
damn
about to give
time.
him- You don't code switch at work?
me. Not really. The only thing I don't say at work is the N word for real. I don't really switch it up.
So you talk the same way you talk to us, friends, your boys. You talk that same way at work.
Yeah, because I work in construction. I feel like the construction industry is more like a locker room, and I can talk a little bit more freely. It's not like I'm in corporate. I'm in a suit. These people, some of them are convicts. Some of them are people just trying to get it. Like I feel like the construction industry is more savvy. So I can talk like, you know how many times I hear the F word at work?
Which one?
I hear motherfucker all the time. I hear
Okay.
fuck you all the time. Like I
Roby,
hear all that.
I'm not gonna lie, Roby, that's fly, and I love what you're doing for the pod right now. Like you podding your ass off, but I know, just here alone, when these mics come off, it's slightly different, bro.
You can't
like
you can't do the post production thing.
Yeah, like, yo,
You can't say what goes on post production on
it's not even
camera.
that. I'm just saying, like, bro, when the cameras are rolling versus when they're not rolling, it's slightly different, Roby.
Because
Like,
to tell you the truth, when I turned off these mics and cameras, I was about to get on them. I'm like, yo, like what was that you said? But yeah, I think that was gonna be my question to you. Like, like, do you find it a problem that you give people different versions of yourselves? Like if we're talking about code switching,
There's many versions of myself. What do you mean?
no, but if we're talking about, like, for example, Vlad's point, and I deem your point to be, this is like my assumption that how I am, I should just give it to everybody regardless of what they feel and think about it. You know what I mean? If I got to tell you the truth, I'm going to tell you the truth regardless of how you feel. It's up to you to, take how you feel about it.
so basically, this is the discussion. It derives from a conversation I was having yesterday with my boy Sheed. So he was basically saying he feels that if it's the truth, it shouldn't matter how he says it. It should be taken as the truth. No matter how you feel about it, your emotions, like, that's up to you. And I said, Sheed, I get what you're saying, and I get that you feel that the truth should be the truth, but when it comes to effective communication, that person, you have to put it in a way where they receive it and they understand it. So his thing was that everybody would understand it. They may not receive it because of their emotions or whatever.
Well,
But
that's a good point.
He was basically saying that's not on him. I was like, cool, but at the end of the day, it's not effective communication to that person. And I was saying how basically effective communication in itself is basically subjective depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But initially, I can see where he's coming from. Initially, you can say it how you want to, and if they don't get it, then you dumb it down. But you don't dumb it down off rip.
Well, you shouldn't even have to do that if you're trying to be true to yourself.
That was his whole stance. His whole stance was that I don't want to have to dumb it down. I don't want to have to say it different ways depending on who you're talking to. And our thing was we were talking about speaking to women, right? Speaking to women, and
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You already started.
so he was basically saying, because he was like, yo, my boy is fat and a girl is fat. He's like,
Oh, yeah. No, I ain't.
the way he would say it to him, he would say it the same exact way to the woman.
How would he say it to him?
He was he was basically saying, he's like, yo, that's my homie. I'm be like, yo, bro, you're fat, you're overweight, and you need to get it together. And then he was like, I would say it the same way to the woman. I'm like, cool. You're 100% in your right to say it to the woman the same exact way. It may not be received well. No. Her emotions might trump her logic, and she might not receive it like it might not be effective in
Yeah.
that way. You may have to use different words, and that's fine. It's the same message, but you might have to use different words if you want to be effective in your communication.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying, "Oh, and that's bullshit." Like he was basically disagreeing.
But
with
that's
me.
why we have synonyms. We have words that mean.
And I said the same thing. I said, "Yo, bro, if we're gonna talk about language, language is very extensive, bro. There's a plenty of words that could mean the same, that could mean different things, that could mean the same thing. So, if you want to get into words mean, because that was the thing, words mean things. I was like, yeah, salute, but so pick different words so your communication could be effective.
Yeah,
for
you're
that
not
person
you're not
talking
gonna talk to a 12-year-old the same way you talk to a 6-year-old.
And his thing was, he was like, yes, I am. He was like, I talked to all my, because he's a teacher. He was like, I talked to all my kids. And shout out to she, because I don't mean to, because you're not here, because he wasn't letting me get too many words on. He was he didn't really want to let me talk.
Yeah, this our playground, buddy.
Watch out, she. But he was basically saying how he talks to everybody the same way, no matter who it is. I'm like, yo, bro, that's you salute. But me, if I want to preserve friendships, relationships, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. There's no, you have to change the way you speak and the way you deliver, convey things, depending on who the person is.
Okay, all right. So I get all of that. I understand in the friend setting. I feel like in the friend setting, you should say what you want to say without it being, too big of a deal. I mean, it's like you said, it's really up to that person how they receive it. Like you said, they're feeling their trauma, their feelings might trump logic.
Yeah.
But there is a situation where you do want to modify it where it should be okay. Like, for example, let's say if you're looking into like opportunities and, like a new job or something, there are certain things that you can say and that will turn that person off. Turn them off. Like, you might not get the job and stuff like that. Yeah, with your friends it's cool, but you can't do it all the time. Like, I'm personally, I'm against code switching. Even though I do it, I hate when I do it. Like, I hate.
You feel like a fraud?
I feel, yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm not true to myself. Like, and you could tell when somebody is like doing it. Like, for example, with you guys, I'm speaking how I always speak. You know what it is? Mm-hmm. And at work, for example, you get around other people you're not used to. You just want to you kind of like conform a bit. I hate it. Kind of like conform. No,
I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I think there's a time and place for everything. I don't think you have to be the same person in every single room. And I think that's the beauty of duality,
Yeah, but,
I get what you're saying, though. You may not feel like it
So some would say that's two-faced.
I wouldn't call that two-faced. I think...
Because you have it in your head at that point. Because if you show this person the real you, it's like they'll look at you a certain way. You know what I mean?
So what if they look at you a certain way? That's the real you.
That's my point. I shouldn't want to have to do this to like conform to the situation. You know what I mean?
I think there's just different settings, bro. Proper time for if you're in a professional setting, you're not going to present yourself the same way as if you was kicking it with your boys, bro. It's just not appropriate, bro. And I don't think that makes you two-faced. I think that makes you aware of the situation.
Say that, though.
I think
it's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate.
We should not have to say that.
Yes, bro, because let's think about it, bro. And let's take it away from even that. Like, around elderly folks, you're not gonna. I watch what I say when I'm around elders. It's like a respect your elders. It's a respect thing. Like,
yeah, me too.
I'm not gonna be over here just cursing, just using certain words around my elders off rip, around my parents off rip, because it's a respect type of thing.
I think it's only that way because they wasn't doing it around you. What if they were doing it around you all the time? Some people are comfortable to curse around their parents and grandparents.
And that's them. And even if I was to get around them, I'm not doing I get around their elders and their cursing, I'm not doing it because that's how I was raised. I don't know.
What the fuck happened to him?
I don't know. You know what happened.
You smoking it today, my guy. I was gonna tell you off mic, but I'll tell you on camera. You smoking it today, bro. You too. Y'all killing it.
I just think it's okay to code switch, bro. Like, we have different environments and different places, settings that we gotta occupy. So that may call for a different version of us, a different aspect, a side of us. And I don't think that's necessarily two-faced. I don't think it's fake. I think it's rising to and being aware of where you are and who's around you. Mm-hmm. You don't want to just, if I'm in a room full of white people, I'm not saying the N-word. For what? That's not why would that be for what? So I think And it's not this. I know that sounded.
Well, no, I get that. I wouldn't do that either. I don't say that word often anyway, but I'm saying.
Let's rewind these.
No.
Rewind.
That's fly. That's fly. No, but in a situation where, for example, yeah, I don't say that word often. Like I wouldn't say it around them like that because I don't really use it as often. But in the sense that how I'm over here, I'm free flowing, I'm jumping.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in that type of setting, you gotta like be a little too stoic than usual. You gotta like just chill because.
Do you feel that way because you're not in the position of power?
I mean, that's a good question.
Because if you were the boss, the CEO, you feel like you would have to do that.
The boss and the CEO has a boss. The board is you gotta watch how you behave in that type of environment too. Like the CEO don't mean like you're your own boss.
I think
you still answer to somebody.
I think no
as a
matter
CEO.
who you are, no matter where you go, there's an appropriate time and place for everything. So you're not going to be the same way you are everywhere. And if you are, you're that's not a person I necessarily want to be around. Because then I'm just not sure how you're going to act. Like there's like I think there is appropriate behavior depending on where you are, bro.
Like if you're at a black tie event, you don't want to be around the person that's going to jump on the table.
Bro, like
I get that.
Like I don't want to be with the dude that just can't conduct himself properly, depending on the setting and situation. Because that's secondhand embarrassment. Yo, that's your man's. Why he had to? Like you have to. I do believe it's not you being two-faced. It's you noticing and realizing where you are and reading the room, bro. Like I think it's a useful skill too. I don't think it's a negative. I think it's actually a positive. The people that can't, like code switch, the people that can't do that, I think that's
a disadvantage.
That's a disadvantage, bro. Like you have to be able to get in those rooms and almost
perform.
like you gotta
conform.
Yeah, in a way, but you do, but you gotta be able to. And back to communication, you got to be able to communicate in a way that's effective. Now, if you hear just locker room talk while you're in a corporate meeting, that's not. They're looking at you like that's not professional.
Who invited this guy?
Depends. They might be the same way.
They might be the same way, but that's
you
not.
Never know.
Is that the proper setting for that? Because I don't think it is. Like you see, you remember that video of Bobby Shmurda when he was in that meeting on top of the table?
That's what I'm saying. Like you could be at like an event like that where
and they fuck with you. You feel me? Man, I was in a meeting one time. This guy like this smoking a cigar in the middle of the meeting. No fucks given.
It's a cigar. I mean, if you were smoking weed, that might be. If you were smoking crack, that might be a little different conversation. You feel me? Like we might not be talking about the same thing if he's smoking crack. You feel me?
Is there a thing of being? If there's such a thing as being too authentic? Because that's what I feel like. That's what you're saying right now, in a way.
I don't know, because too authentic. No. What do you mean too authentic? No. I see what you guys are trying to do. You're trying to make it seem like code switching and duality is two-faced.
Nah,
it's being fake.
I understand what you're saying.
I know you code switch. You don't gotta tell me you code switch. I've seen you do it. Like you don't gotta like him. You don't
I code switch. I just hate doing it. I don't like doing it.
And I get it.
I don't like doing it.
But to that note, what is this episode 17?
16. Yeah, 16. This was a good conversation, fellas.
Yeah.
Good conversation.
Y'all smoked it today. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
a lot of good.
Y'all smoked it.
A lot of good examples too. Had me thinking. Had my gears, gears moving.
Y'all killed it today. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all did
You guys have any? Oh, by the way, we did a field day the other day, and we have some footage that we're about to bring out. So stay tuned. Next year it's gonna be an annual thing, so make sure y'all pop out.
Shout out Benji.
Yeah, shout out Benji.
yo.
He was
Shout
there.
out
He was
Roby.
helping me set it up.
Did the damn thing. You and Benji did the damn thing.
Yeah, Roby and Benji really put on, and it was a great event. It was good to just get out there, move your body, and it was community. So it was dope.
And we're curating more events too. So just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So, any plans for the weekend? Before we get up out of here?
Yeah, the weekend pretty over. Yeah, it's a Sunday. Weekend's over.
I'm about to go pick up my tent. I put up a tent yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Okay. How's that going?
It's going. I still got the footage. I ain't forget about the challenge we had. I was just going through some shit.
Nah, I feel you. Yeah, yeah, you were.
Yeah, so
Okay.
We did it. Yeah, we did it, yo.
Yeah, man, it's getting cold out there. You know, summer's over.
Summer's been over.
Summer's over.
yeah.
School's in session. Summer's
Like
over.
I sat here in a sweater. I'm not even hot. It's usually hot in here.
Yeah,
But I'm not
usually,
gonna lie, autumn's the best season.
Yeah, I
You know, my
like,
birthday
I like
coming
fall.
up.
I think
you
I
know,
like
Yes,
autumn
sir.
a lot more now. Yeah.
You got any plans for your birthday?
We're still working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, but at that note, Breach.
Breach.